Bonjour tout le monde. We're going to take notes today on les pronoms me, te, nous, and vous. They might sound familiar to us considering the last unit that we just did, but we're going to talk about these pronouns today as object pronouns. Here, they are not reflexive pronouns. As object pronouns, here are some examples. Marie t'invite au théâtre. If you notice here we have the subject Marie, and we're asking the question if Marie is inviting you to the theater. So if you had someone ask you this question and you wanted to say that yes, indeed, she was inviting you to the theater, you would then say, Oui, elle m'invite au théâtre. Pay attention to when we are asking a question and giving an answer. If we're asking a tu question, you know that we answered with je. So the same thing is happening here. Our next example, Elle te parle au téléphone. So if you were to answer yes and say yes, she does talk to me on the phone, you would then say, Oui, elle me parle au téléphone. If we're using nous and vous as well for asking and answering questions, remember that logically we're going to be changing those object pronouns. Le prof vous regarde? Oui, il nous regarde. Il vous explique la leçon? Is he explaining the lesson to you? Oui, il nous explique la leçon. So is he explaining it to you? Yes, he's explaining it to us. Placement is a very important thing with these pronouns. The rules would be the same for the reflexive pronouns as well, as far as where we place them. So the object pronoun me, te, nous, or vous always comes right before the verb it is linked to. And by linked to, that is the main verb of the sentence. So in this first example, you would see il me parle, because speaking is what the most important verb is. To whom is he speaking? To me. In this one, we would see, in the negative, we would see il ne me parle pas. You notice that this pronoun me stays with the verb parle. Now, this is especially important in a case like this, when we have the verb plus the infinitive. You can kind of anticipate what's going to happen next with the verb plus the infinitive. So, il veut is already conjugated. Il veut me parler. Otherwise, if you put it in the wrong place and you said il me veut, it's saying he wants me, and that's a little creepy. So we have to keep it in the right place. He wants to speak to me. And then with the negative, in a sentence like this, we would put the ne and the pas, or our negative words, around the conjugated word. So, il ne veut pas me parler. So the following sentences, it says répondez avec oui et non. This means that you have two sentences you are writing for each of these questions. So for each of these questions, you should write out two answers, one affirmative and one negative. Pause, and when you're ready, have a look at the answers. Here are the answers to the questions that you have rewritten. So each one of these, we have to know where the ne and the pas go around what kind of verb, if it's in the present tense, if it's a verb plus the infinitive. And we won't be talking about the passé composé for a little while with this stuff. Just like with our last screencast, I'm going to put a quiz on there that I want, and on Edmodo, that I want you to go in and type your answers to. Also, you're going to come in and you're going to show me the notes and these answers that you have written. À bientôt!